Hello and welcome back. Last time we took Castellum Velladina from the Imperials, and now Conrad wants us to go hunt down any remnants of the Imperial forces that were running away before they can regroup. So that is what we're gonna do. There's some. Hello, Imperials. Goodbye, Imperials. There's some more up to the northeast. There they are. Just one of you, all by yourself. Now we gotta go talk to Rauban. Oh, he's at Castor Morians. I'm flying the wrong way. Flew past him. Hey, Rauban.
Well met. All's well at the bridge.
Yes.
Good, good. The fighting has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Velladina. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls.
I could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Castellum to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men.
Alright. Delight not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. Our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Alright, let's go back to Conrad then. There he is. Hey, Conrad.
Back so soon? I suppose the general and his men had matters well in hand. The vice marshal and his men showed up not long after you left. If the gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight.
Rising fortunes, rising spirits.
I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us.
Commander Kemp, Marshal Terrapin reports that their sweep of the Castellum's interior has been completed.
So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks.
It's official then. Castellum Velladina is well and truly ours. Mayhap this calls for... Wait, where's Monago?
She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe, where she was born. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Velladina had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, but she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe.
Though I pray you are right, 'twould be best if Monago were not alone if she should encounter the enemy. Agreed. Let's all go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is all right.
If that is your wish, then I've no objection.
Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. Hello, Resistance Guard. Yes, I would like to go across the bridge, please. Thank you. And now, gotta go talk to Lise wherever she went. Eastward. There she is. Nope. Not Alizé. The path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me. What if I fly there? There we go. Hello.
Ah, you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Inanta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
Okay.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Inanta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Inanta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kalyana move aside. But the brood mother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kalyana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kalyana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Ananta. Now the Kalyana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Veera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us.
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the Icon Slayer.
Oh yeah, that's me.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
Dun, Elfino? The lure of the dream. Ahem. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I have been rather too willing to accept we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, rather, your life, to address these threats. The primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forests with his children. Ere we decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi, it would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her unto this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village. Sarisha shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Minago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened? Of course. Be safe, my friends. Alright. That's... Let's go... talk to Sarisha. Ananta village. Hello, Sarisha. We do not often receive guests. What is the purpose of your visit? Greetings and well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and we come seeking Sarisha of the Veera. You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them, but we would first learn more of Sri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Kalyana broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the ether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been colored by the summoner's state of mind, namely, that of a grieving mother who had just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she may also have harbored thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Kalyana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vira. This is true. The Vira and the Kalyana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vira, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire and give our lives for the cause. To the Kalyana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create through their craft. To shape crystal is less art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribute is imbued with a fragment of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kalyana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself and they summoned a primal, a fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Ananta will. The Kalyana bade the Vira make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? Those who do not wish to partake of their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kalyana. Will you help them see reason? You can count on us. Then we shall, for without you we may be powerless to stop them. If we do not act quickly, more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. Then it's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vajra will guide you to the Janan Khat, and I shall pray for your success. Hello, Vajra. Well met, Scions. I am Vajra, she who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. The Lady of Bliss. You are ready? You look ready. Janan Khat, there you will find the Kalyana's crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me. Let's go to Janan Khat. So, in case you were wondering, there are no male Ananta, though I am unsure how they make new Ananta. Might be parthenogenesis, as that is a thing reptiles can do, and they're snake ladies. Janan Khat, the path leads to an entrance above. Within is an aetherite. You must use it to enter. Understood. With me, everyone. through here. There it is. Guess Alphino and everybody already used it. She's just waiting for us.
Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still? Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast. But she hears not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty. Only the vessel may be remade. Not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
It's, grim.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alize, have you gone mad?
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood!
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
For every prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
A lot.
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor, misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens.
What do you think you're doing? anti-tempering bubble.
Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
Well, so much for a peaceful resolution. Alize? I know, it was stupid and foolish, but I had to try, Asuka, I had to. I had to try and I failed, so you have to fight. There is no other way. Never stop trying. It means a lot to hear you say that. It does. But it doesn't make it any easier to have to ask you to face that thing. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Elfno, and I will go and seize their crystal stores. This will not happen again. And you, when it's finished, we will be waiting for you. Alright. Ready to fight a primal. We're gonna pause the recording while we wait for the queue, though, so that you're not sitting here staring at me standing here for 9 minutes. Alright. We're going in. Assuming everyone clicks the ready button. Come on, everyone. Click the ready button. Waiting on one more. Uh-oh. I think one of our people is gonna miss their chance. Yep. Oh. That was quick. There we go. Time to fight Lakshmi. No me eat will be our dance party.
Open your heart to me.
Monks attack quickly, which helps. Okay, I've got a bubble. So we've got that additional ability called Drill on the screen. We use it to guard against large attacks. The big purple lines are two people got them attached to them, and they need to try to position themselves in a way that hits the least amount of the arena as possible, while everyone else does what they can to stay out of the lines. cool if one of the bubbles just
Rest your weary souls in my bosom.
We've been seduced.
I shall free you from your hate.
No, I don't think we want you to do that. Drill. Use it. Because that is an arena-wide attack. The Vril is a defensive ability that's unique to this fight.
Surrender to bliss. Do not your souls weigh heavy?
So you'll notice that she's facing away. Ah. Crap. Everyone trying to keep the line away from you. She's facing away because the tank is doing what they're supposed to do. And facing the boss away from everyone. To protect spellcasters and whatnot.
Your souls are sealed.
Not sure what we're supposed to do here. I stand in as much in the corner as possible. Frees up the most amount of arena space.
I shall free you from your hate.
Stack marker on the weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna do the limit break. So the limit break is that bar in the top left that builds over time. Ranged attackers have a straight line limit break that does damage to multiple enemies, but less damage per enemy than the melee attackers who have a single target attack that does a big amount of damage to one enemy. Tanks have a thing to guard everyone and then from damage, and then healers just have a big heal ability. Everybody left like immediately.
You did it again. You saved them. I just wish I could have been more help.
Oh, you are helpful.
So, it looks like the Ananta did have a mountain of crystals after all. Like every other tribe. Gods were all such slaves to our weaknesses.
You slew our mistress! She was our hope, our salvation! Is there no end to your cruelty?
Listen to me, please. I know that you're only trying to protect yourselves because you feel frightened and alone. But that's how we all feel. Don't you see? If we could just turn to each other for help instead of the gods, I'm sure we could find a way to live in peace. Your crystals are important to you, aren't they? Reflections of your souls, right? Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice something so precious to a primal.
Who are you to question our choice? You who fight without fear? We wish only to live in peace. And if this be the price we must pay, then so be it!
I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. But I hope that one day you look back and see we only ever wanted the same thing.
Begone, damn you! Spare me your hollow words, and leave me to mourn.
Alright then.
I'll go. But it doesn't mean I'm giving up. Girabania is our home too. And one way or another, we're going to have to learn to live together. Come on. Alphino and Alize are waiting.
Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo.
Ah, the savage returns, and with her tail firmly between her legs, beaten by beastmen, I hear.
It was a shameful display, by all accounts. She may have curried the Viceroy's favor with her bold promises, but in the end, she's just another plodding bungler like the rest of her kind.
Strange. You would think him a better judge of character. Then again, I hear she's not averse to a more physical mode of persuasion.
Rude.
I thought she rose through the ranks rather quickly, but no longer. If only she had been content with her lot, she might have lived to see the morrow.
Bunch of rude-ass Imperials.
Fadola Rem Lupus. Commander of the Crania Lupi, reporting as ordered.
Why do you tremble, sir? Could it be that the Empire's butcher is afraid? That she who walks with death is terrified of her own?
I'm terrified of dying having achieved naught. Gladly would I give my life to win a great victory on the battlefield, had I but the strength.
Alas, you do not. Indeed, you are weak. And born of this weakness is a blind fervor, a raging inferno which threatens to consume not only you, but everyone around you.
Yes, my lord.
You were defeated by the Resistance on several occasions. You misjudged the Ananta and spurred them into summoning an icon. Have you anything to say?
I do not, my lord. My failures are my own. I am prepared to accept your judgment.
And that is very admirable. However, I've had enough of this dumb show. Give voice to that hunger I see in your eyes, or I will pluck them from your head.
I want... I want to make them pay! All of them! Everyone who ever mocked or looked down on me! I want the power to make them pay!
Very well. Then I shall give you a chance. A chance to transcend your mortal limits. Assuming, that is, you are prepared to wager your life for such power.
Transcend, my lord. I came here prepared to die. Tell me what I must do.
Wonder what the mad scientist-looking guy is gonna do. Hey, Lise. I wish we could have left on better terms, but that was never going to happen. It could be a problem if they get their hands on any more crystals, though. Never mind. We'll deal with that when the time comes. The Silence of the Gods. You have done us a great service this day. Long shall my sisters sing the praises of the Icon Slayer. Let us spare word to them of Sri Lakshmi's passing. Come, friends, to Vira Nilya. Let's go to Vira Nilya. There we are. Hello, Sarisha. Ah, the winds whispered of your success, and your eyes confirmed their testimony. The Lady of Bliss no longer holds our Kalyana sisters in her thrall. For this we thank you. Asuka did the deed. We were but witnesses to her heroism. However, I fear this is only the beginning. There is no cure for that which drives the desperate to beseech the gods for salvation. Should they wish to use their crystals to summon Sri Lakshmi again, naught can be done to stop them. We ignore our sister's plight at our peril. This we know. We shall endeavor to show them another path, so that the day you speak of never comes. We're all in this together, Elamegans and Ananta. We understand that. Hopefully in time they will too. You and yours will ever be friends of the Vira. On that you have my word. We should be getting back to the Peering Stones. Thank you again, Sarisha, for everything. Okay. Back to the peering stones. On my elephant. Monaco. Welcome back. Conrad and Marshal Terrapin came to render aid, but I hear that won't be necessary. It won't. Sri Lakshmi's gone. Ah, I should probably start from at the beginning. Incredible. I don't know what to say. If you hadn't been there to stop her, who knows where it would have ended. You've saved a lot of lives, Asuka. Take pride in that. It must be said that this is something of an unprecedented situation. Previous summonings were, to my knowledge, planned well in advance by a tribe as a whole. Indeed, there are several aspects of this incident which bear further investigation. In any event, the Kalyana's supply of crystals must remain limited for the foreseeable future, and ambient ether levels closely observed. Understood. The Alliance will consult with the Resistance and the Vera on how best to enforce said restrictions. Thank you, Vice Marshal. To other matters, then. What news of the Imperials? None, which is itself troubling. It seems as though the skulls and the remainder of the garrison have fully withdrawn into the peaks. We've seen neither hide nor hair of them since Veladina. Regardless of their reasons, our path is clear. Father has decided that it is time to advance east. Finally! He was also most emphatic that you be spared further duties for the present. You are to rest. We're not due for the Warrior of Light to collapse from exhaustion during the march. We may not be as strong or as quick as her, but we are soldiers nonetheless. We can deal with the Imperials. Aye, you've earned this respite, so enjoy it. The same goes for you, Nago. You've been away from your family too long. Don't deny it. As you say, sir. Thank you. We'll make the most of our time here. Nago. Looks like it's up to me and mine to give you a proper welcome. My mother prepared a special meal for this occasion, and I have it on good authority that hers is the finest cooking this side of the Veladina. Honored guests, I pray you partake of our humble offerings, as we give thanks for your many valiant deeds. Thank you, sir, for this warm welcome. We are honored to break bread with you and your family. Come, come, eat your fill of food and drink deep of our spirits. There is more than enough for all. Well, when you put it that way, don't mind if I do. She wasn't kidding when she said her mother could cook. You know, seeing her with her family, I can't help thinking of my own. How father would come home from a hunt with dinner on his shoulder, and Ida would prepare it with herbs and spices. My mother died when I was little, so she did most of the cooking. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and that was enough for me. But they wouldn't let us have even that. Theodoric, Gaius. Of course, father and Ida had to fight. I would have too if I'd been older. But they didn't have to die. never ends, does it? They call us beasts and they treat us like them. They push and they push and they... until someone pushes back. Until someone takes up arms or summons a god. A false god. If the 12 are watching, what are they thinking? What are they thinking when they see the strong hurt the weak? When people fight and die and nothing gets better? And it just goes on and on and on. I'd have to ask them. I don't think the gods listen to people like me. Thanks for listening. I know I was just rambling, but I feel better somehow. Who knows what the answers are, or if there even are any. Either way, life goes on and we've got to go with it. Sorry, that sounded better in my head. I must be getting tired. Time to turn in, I think. Tomorrow's another day, eh? Let's see what it brings. Sleep well, Oscar. Hello, Elfino. There is something to be said for a home-cooked meal, is there not? We must cherish these moments, fleeting as they are. The fight will always be there, waiting for us to return. The first of many. I trust you are well rested and refreshed, yes? Then let us return to the front. The greater part of the Alliance forces should have advanced into the peaks by now. But I expect we will pass many of our comrades on the road east. There is a checkpoint along the way, as I recall. But we will need only to identify ourselves to the soldiers in order to pass. Alrighty. Let's go do that. Is this the checkpoint soldier? Yep. Hello, checkpoint soldier. Scions! A pleasure to have you with us again. You'll be happy to hear we've taken Alagiri, and have already begun fortifying it as our new base of operations in the peaks. Give a shout to the lads as you pass, eh? Will do. Hey, lads. The peaks.
I remember how they laughed. Alliance and Resistance soldiers, eager for battle, trading jokes as we marched east towards the peaks. Beyond this last line of defenses lay the locks and the city. Breaching it would be no small feat. But we beat the Imperials back, just like that. And we liberated a village, the first of many.
As you can see, this part of the peaks is much higher than the northern reaches, hence why the Imperials built Specula Imperatoris where they did. You see those three towers to the east? That's her. Sits right on the edge of a cliff, so attacking them from the north's a fool's errand. the south, on the other hand, she's no different from any other Imperial installation. You see now why Valadina was so important, eh? Right then, come along, they're waiting for us in Alagiri. To Alagiri. Nope. Spoiler dog. I guess this place used to all be underwater. Considering it's all sedimentary mountains. Why I suddenly got all geological about it. But there's also a boat up there, somehow. Here we are, the new base of operations for the Alliance and the Resistance.
Ah, there you are.
Greetings, General. I see you've been quite busy in our absence.
Less than you may imagine. The Imperials fled at our coming, and we took the village without a fight. Your timing is impeccable. We were about to discuss our strategy to seize Specula Imperatoris.
Though we are fresh from the road, we should be glad to attend.
Good. Take a moment to gather yourselves and join us when you're ready.
Bum, bum. Alright, we'll do that next time, but for now, that's where we'll end this video.